The first worker has been dismissed by Birmingham City Council in the long-running bin dispute. We're with George Wilson, now preparing for an uncertain future.
I thought I had a job here for life. I thought I'd retire here with a decent pension. That's not to be now.
Good evening. After a decade collecting Birmingham's bins, George Wilson today became the first bin lorry driver to be dismissed in a long-running dispute, just days before Christmas. Now, aged 60, he worries he won't be able to get another job.
The City Council insists nobody has to lose out, but in an exclusive interview with our political reporter Lewis Warner, George says he would have faced a pay cut of around £7,000 a year if he'd stayed.
It was a really good job. It really was.
For the last decade, George has collected Birmingham's bins. Today should have been just another shift. Instead, it was his last.
Union power! Union power!
Spent not at work, but on the picket line.
Unite! Unite! We stand up and we fight!
He's one of 3 workers that have been handed compulsory redundancy as the long-running industrial action claims its first careers.
George, how does it feel on your last day?
A bit sad, being forced out. It's not what you wanted. Just before Christmas as well. Not good for anybody this time of year.
What did you enjoy about this job?
The camaraderie, meeting people on the streets, you know, they're all residents and you get on well with most of them. And I'll miss that.
George refused to accept the council's offers. They included moving down to a level 3 role with 6 months pay protection, taking voluntary redundancy, or accepting another level 4 job elsewhere in the council. But George claims none of those amounted to a real choice. As a result, he was told, "You will be dismissed by reason of redundancy."
They've said that the jobs were available for us to move over, but that wasn't true. There was 12 jobs for 130 drivers. 8 of those jobs were already taken by the people in there. That left 4 jobs for 130 people. I would have stayed till I was 67 and retired here. Now I've got to go and find something else. I've got to pay my bills like everybody else.
And do you think that's going to be easy?
No, not at all.
He leaves with a payout worth several £1,000s, but at 60 years old, it won't be enough to carry him through to retirement. The authority insists that the vast majority of the 130 driver team leaders have accepted the offer of a lower level 3 role with 6 months pay protection. It said affected staff would effectively be treated as a priority when applying for new jobs. And out of 8 that had applied, 5 colleagues were successfully appointed as assistant service managers.
Nobody wants to be in a position where we're having to drive changes through in this way, but also it's really important that we deliver change to our waste service, because I'm very clear that our waste service has not been good enough for the people of the city for a very long time. They deserve better, and that's why we're having to make these changes now.
This Christmas will be unlike the last. For striking workers living on union pay of just £80 a day, plans and presents are being scaled back.
I've got a big family, so obviously, you know, the kids are obviously going to be asking questions. They're going to be wondering why Christmas is different this year compared to last year.
We are having to, like I said, cut back on a lot of stuff, what we shouldn't have to, you know, for no fault of our own. So, yeah, it's just extremely tough times.
Does that mean presents, Christmas dinner?
Presents. Obviously not be able to get what we used to be able to get the kids.
Not putting the central heating on as early as we would. Food bills, go for the cheaper cuts of meat.
Did you ever think at the age of 60 you'd be doing that?
No, I've worked all my life. I've worked for 40, 46, 43 years, 44 years, something like that. And no, I didn't. I thought I'd be set. I thought I had a job here for life. I thought I'd retire here with a decent pension and go and enjoy my elderly years. But having these guys with me on the picket line and standing together, showing solidarity, that will give me a lift, knowing that they won't be broken.
This dispute continues, but for some workers the outcome is already fixed. Lewis Warner, ITV News, Birmingham.